The landscape for business has completely changed. If B2B companies want to actually be successful long term and spend less money on ads that don't work, you got to start making high quality content. I want to explain why more B2B brands need to start podcasting. What's up, people? I'm Chris. Welcome back to Pod Central. Now, I want to be clear. I want to talk to B2B companies right now. Business to business. The landscape of marketing has completely changed. It's not what it used to be, right? If we look at just the simple changes with Facebook and the advertising that you do, we look at how much LinkedIn ads cost now, right? The way we market and advertise our companies has changed. You can't do what you were doing 5 years ago now. It's just not going to work. Now you have to make content. Now, there's different types of content you can make. I have my personal reasons why I think podcasting is the best and the easiest, but you got to understand that content is now the main factor in this. If you don't make any content, your business will not be successful. It's going to take you a lot more money and a lot more time to try to build up a brand and bring those leads in and get customers. Everything is just 10 times harder now. So let me break down step by step why podcasting is the right move for you. Before I get too deep into that, I want to show you some of my B2B clients that I work with. One of them had an actual salon out in Connecticut. Another one actually has a coaching business, right? So we've done this successful podcasting with multiple businesses, agencies, SaaS companies, startups. This is where the world is going now. You have to fit this mold. The first reason podcasting is the best thing for you is you can create a position in the market that nobody can really take away. If you look at advertising, it's easy to put out ads and get money back, right? Most people can figure this out. Even if I don't know how to run ads, I can pay someone else who knows how to. They come in and do it for my business. I start getting results. The problem is I need to build a brand, because if I have to put money into the system over and over again, if the system changes, then I have to learn how it changed and then readjust and keep putting money into it. Whereas if I build a brand, I don't have to do that. And when I establish this brand, that's something that my competitors cannot duplicate. When I put out a really good ad, Facebook has a whole page, a whole platform set up where you can go and study other people's ads. Think about how crazy that is. Now your competition can go there and look at all the stuff you do, the copy you use, the videos you use, the editing style. They can take your entire formula, copy it, and start running ads and get the same results. I've seen this happen in commerce a lot. E-commerce, this happens all the time. And coaching and stuff, it happens everywhere with agencies, software, everywhere. People, you can just copy stuff. And you really can't get mad at them because it's the internet. That's just part of it. The only thing you can do is build a brand. That's what content does. When you make good podcast content, that cannot be duplicated. The conversations you have, the people you have them with, the advice and tips, the stories you tell, nobody can take that and then duplicate that. They can try to, and I've seen people do this, but in reality, that is very, very hard to do. Very hard. They sound crazy when they're trying to repeat your stories in their own way, when they take your format and execute it the same way. We catch people doing this, and it's easy to say, that's not you, because it doesn't even look right. Where again, with the typical B2B marketing strategy, when you run ads, people can just take the ad you're running and then run it themselves. And now you got to figure out how you're going to start getting these leads in again. So really, the first reason you need a podcast is originality. That original content that you make cannot be duplicated, can't be stolen. I don't have a problem giving people my episode types, right? I've made over 10 different podcast episode types for different types of podcasts. I give that stuff away all the time in my community, Pod Central Academy, because I know even if you take this and try to run with it, I made it. So you can't just take the name of it or the concept and then run. You can't do that. The skill and the service I have of talking with a client and breaking down exactly how they can take their stories and let's frame it up, right? When I do the virtual production for one of my clients and I'm producing their content while we're actually on a virtual call. Nobody can do that, right? That's the same thing you want with your ads. You want to create something that's the same thing you want with your content. You got to make content that's so good, other people cannot compete with it. That's the goal, is to make content that's so good when you post it on LinkedIn, people are like, wow, this is great. Or they have questions, they send you messages. That's what you want. If you're just pouring money into ads, it probably will work. But as soon as there's one change on Apple or Facebook or Google or something, now your whole business shifts trying to catch up to those adjustments. And I've been a part of some B2B companies to see what that looks like. And it's chaos. Sometimes they don't even recover. Another point of leverage that you create when you have a podcast is connections. A lot of those people in your industry that you might want to collaborate with or partner with that you just can't get access to, or again, you just might want to work with them. You can get them way easier by having a podcast. Because if you just bring them on the show, now that'll let their guard down and let them know that, yeah, you just want to talk to me. That's when you let them know you want to partner. You can build so many good relationships like this. I think we look at business sometimes as too competitive, right? I know it's capitalism and I love that part, but we got to think about it from a collaboration standpoint sometimes. Because some of those people you might think are competition could be perfect for you to partner with. For me, I like working with some of those smaller business coaches that do a lot of the one-on-one stuff, because by the time people get to me and want to work with me on the service level, I want to make sure that they already have their business set up, they have the funnels created, their website is live. Like, I don't want to make their website. So I want to partner with somebody that makes websites. Because after they work with that person and they build the foundation of their business and it's set up, now they're ready for the podcast conversation because they want to market that business. They want to generate leads. That's my skill spot. You want to partner with those people that come before and after your company. When do people need to work with you? At what phase of that process? I know for me, when somebody's starting their business, it's not the best thing to be pitching them a podcast launch and here's how you can use the show to grow your business and blah, blah, blah. They're not ready for that yet. So I think that leveraging the partnerships you can make is really, really underused in the podcast space. Because you might be looking at that person as competition. I don't want to work with them, all of that shit. But truthfully, that could be the perfect person to get you more clients. Because all the people they talk to, you never run into, you never talk to. Those people are perfect, absolutely perfect for what it is that you're building. After they're done with that part of the process, they become your ideal client. I think that's a more efficient way of running your business too, because when you have a referral system like that set up, it's going to thrive really well. I mean, think about how many companies live off of referrals. Why not have an actual referral system designed where for somebody to become a referral partner of your agency or your company or whatever it is, they are a guest on the podcast first. That help you establish the relationship, explain what the benefits are, explain the ideal customer more, all kind of stuff. So leveraging those partnerships is going to change the game for you. So another way this podcast is going to change everything for you is lead discovery. I didn't think about how valuable this was until I was years into podcasting. You know how you talk to prospects, or sometimes you don't. Sometimes people will find you and they're just looking for more information on you. I love having a podcast because it answers all of those questions. Like, yeah, some people may want to read a blog post. Some people may want to watch, a video or whatever, like a webinar. I think it's better when you give people organic content to answer a lot of those questions. It does amazing things to the prospects when they can see all that stuff and get questions answered before a sales call, before they get to some sales page, right? That's why the content is so valuable. Part of what I do now with my clients, I even teach them how to do testimonial interviews, taking some of those happy customers, interviewing them on the show, and putting that out as content. I mean, think about how valuable that is. If I'm listening to your show and I've been thinking about buying this product or whatever, and you bring somebody on that bought the product a year ago, 2 years ago, and they're excited, they're happy where they are, they explain the process and what it looked like, that's better than any testimonial. Like a 45-minute, 30-minute conversation even about the greatness of your product from somebody else. Like, you can't get a better sales prop than that. That is amazing sales material. Right now we still get the testimonials that are in an email or a 30-second video, which is fine. But I'm telling you, when you have a podcast, everything is amplified. Because now when you have that person on video talking about it, they can explain their entire process, the experience. Sometimes when I talk to prospects, I even send them those episodes. Like, oh, if you want to learn more about me, whatever it is, you can check out this episode right here with so-and-so. Because that's literally a prospect. That's literally a client I work with that has experience. If you have any questions, go and check it out. I also think it does something for your social proof. Or like now, it's so many people that have some business, that have all of these different companies. It's everywhere, right? I think the way we can separate ourselves is to do things that are drastic. Like, it's drastic. To interview your happy clients, at least, let's say 1 a month, that's 12 a year. It's not a lot. To literally do that on your show is more than most people would do. So I've talked to some people who are like, yeah, you can't talk to our clients because it's confidential. So you really can't even talk to their past customers. When you interview somebody, you put it out there, their name, their company, the company website. Now you're showing people, I have nothing to hide. This is who I work with. Here are all their details. Go and check them out. That creates a different position for you because everybody else is scared to do that. So when you become the person that puts this detail out there and this information, now you become like more serious, more professional. I'm pretty sure you have more questions about podcasting. And listen, I'll give you all the resources, the strategy, all of that stuff completely free. Hit me up on LinkedIn. I'll put a link to it down in the description down below, and I hope to connect with you.